wonderful group of Christmas carolers. It was my last class at number 2 middle school in Liupan Shui. I am truly going to miss each and every one of them. They made my stay here so pleasant, and I was always very happy to see their smiling faces at the school. They will truly be missed. Hello, my name's Unica. Thank you for visiting my channel. I currently live in a city called Liupan Shui. It is located in Western Guizhou province of China, People's Republic of China. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. I'm using my computer today. Today is the 18th of December, and I was terminated from my job on the 9th of December. I was actually terminated on the 11th. That was my last day, but I was told on the 9th that my last day would be on the 11th. So I had like 1 day notice before I was let go. So this video is dealing with how to cope when things fall apart. Whether you're abroad or at home, I think it's good to not to freak out. That was my first reaction, like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm in China and I don't have a job. What is there to do? What should I do? Someone tell me. But there's a big demand for English teachers in China, so don't freak out. Tomorrow is another day. I think sometimes when you get a contract, you will feel as if that contract guarantees you to be somewhere for a certain amount of time, or at least that's how I felt. I signed the contract, I'm gonna be in Liupan Shui for a year, and that obviously did not work out. The owners of the school and my managers are in some sort of monetary dispute, so I believe the owners are trying to revoke licenses to get the school shut down. I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but regardless, don't think that the contract guarantees you anything. So if something happens and you know, you're not prepared for it, you've got a plan and your plan doesn't go as you would like it to, don't freak out. Like I said, tomorrow is another day. Things will get better. Hang in there and try to do something that is self-helping rather than harming you. Oh, my phone's about to die. So I think a good way to deal with frustration and anxiety is to exercise. I always feel better after exercising. I feel much better after exercising than going for the fridge or for snacks to give me that that moment of bliss. I used to, a lot of times, you know, when something happened, my way of coping with it was, oh, let me reach for the chips, let me get a beer, and let me just, you know, make myself feel a little bit better. But I feel so much better once I do some exercise. It always makes me feel so much better, like 10 times better. Whether it's riding a bike or running, any way that you can physically exert yourself in a safe way is really it's amazing. It just makes me feel so much better after I finish. I also wanted to say, I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but when I'm exercising, I have like these really great ideas. And I always wanted to like invent a little watch so I could speak into it and record my ideas, because after I exercise, I kind of have the gist of the idea, but I don't have all the steps that I had when I was exercising. So I always thought it would be great to invent something, or maybe just have my phone and record myself, which would be helpful, but my phone's kind of blocky, so. But yeah, exercise is a great way to deal with anxiety and frustration. If exercise is not your thing, find what your thing is. For some people, it's reading, you know, take a few hours or a day or two, however long you need to get your thoughts in order, and just chill out and read a book. Exercise is great. You know, maybe organize that closet that you've been meaning to organize for a while. I know that sounds like, oh, I don't want to organize things, or I don't want to clean things, you know, when things go wrong, but something that you can do where you can see instantaneously great results, where afterwards you can be like, oh, you know, I accomplished something, I did something, and it makes, you know, the use of my space better. You know, it definitely has benefits to that. There's definitely benefits to that. So yeah, like I said, try not to go for the snacking, which is what I used to do. Adding flames to a fire is never good when you're trying to actually put out a fire. So another thing is not to give up. I think sometimes it's so easy to throw in the towel when things go wrong or not as planned. But you know, everyone hits a bump in the road. Don't give up, stay in there. When I lost my job, I called my mom, and the first thing she said was, so are you coming home? And for like a split second, the idea was super comforting because, you know, I'd returned to something familiar. I knew I could get a job back in the US. I would be home in time for the holidays, which would be nice to see all my friends and family in person, not in Skype or on WeChat. But I just felt like it's not my time. I had this goal in mind. I wanted to work here for a year or two or maybe 3 and then return home. But I wasn't ready to go home now, so I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue with my original plan, and I know that if I threw in the towel now, I would always have what if. What if I apply? What if I got a job in the area that I really, really wanted to be in China? What if I found a job with a really great school, you know, that was super organized? I would be constantly doubting myself, so it's best to not give up. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I just need to get out there and do it, and you can too. And as a disclaimer, my mom and dad are amazing parents and amazing people, but what parent wouldn't want their child at home? So mom, dad, I love you. Mwah! Stay on task. An idle mind, hands, lips are the devil's workshop. This is so very true. I can procrastinate with the best of them. This is why Netflix releasing a series all at once, especially House of Cards, is my downfall. Because I can't stop no matter what I have to do. I can rationalize things, you know, I can do this later, I'll get it done, it'll be okay, blah, 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 blah. But, however, it isn't so much getting something done, it's the quality of time and energy used that reflects the end product. If I put in a good effort into whatever I'm doing, then hopefully that effort will be reflected on what I receive. So I decided to, you know, just jump in and apply for whatever openings there were in China. I posted my resume on different job boards, and I just really put myself out there. I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't ready to go home. And the next morning I had like so many emails in my box from different employers. It was actually really overwhelming. But, you know, I didn't, you know, go, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. What should I do? I replied to as many as I could. I set up as many interviews as possible. And yeah, I didn't give up, and you shouldn't either. Don't give up your dreams. Don't give up because there's a bump in the road. There will always be little things that, you know, can throw us off of our course, but, you know, just keep with it and things will get better. Make it work would be the next thing. When something happens that is the unexpected, try to make that situation work for you. A lot of times in searching for new opportunity, you submit the requirements, you know, the resume, the cover letter, you know, you answer the questions for the employer, and then you wait. But this time around, I was very invested. I didn't want to land in the same position. I wanted better. So I just didn't wait. You know, when the employees were like, feel free to, you know, contact us with any questions, or, you know, that's what I did. I constantly sent people questions about their company, about their schools, about their teachers, about their curriculum. What kind of upward movement is there for teachers? Will I only be at a teacher position? Is there any way that I can move up the ladder? Can I write curriculum? Can I one day open up my own school in a different location, somewhere, maybe not in China, maybe a different part of Asia, you know? So, you know, I looked at what I had done previously for the job that I have now, which is not a bad job or a bad school, but I just wanted something better, something concrete, something, you know, where I wanted, the school I work for is great, but I wanted a more organized school. I wanted something where there wasn't just one way of teaching. I wanted a school where there was a tried method with their curriculum, and that it was proven to work. And my school is an amazing school, but a lot of times things were kind of rushed. You know, there was times when there was classes that I was just like given like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before class starts, hey, can you teach this? And I was just like, whoa, I don't have anything prepared, you know, and just kind of like a wing it type of situation, which really helps me in a way to, you know, stay on my toes and know what to do in critical times like that. But the critical times were a little, they happened quite a bit sometimes, and I just wanted something more structured. I wanted a school that was more structured, you know, and I decided, what did I do last time to end up where I was? And I looked at that and I thought about it and I changed it around. So I noticed that in my previous employment search, you know, I wanted to at a school where parents felt assured that the staff was on top of their game. I wanted a better way to deliver education to students that had been tested and proven to be effective. Here in China, I've noticed a lot of times students are just repeating what the teachers say, but they aren't able to create with what they're given. And I wanted a school that not only gave students the tools, but also, you know, help them create their own, you know, sentence structure or their own ideas on things with what we were giving them, not just repeat this, you know, repeat that. So this time around, I wanted to make sure that all learners understood what they were being taught and were able to effectively use that in real world scenarios. And one very, very important tip that I can't stress enough to people coming to another country, I think a lot of times, like I said earlier, you'll feel like, oh, I signed a contract, so I'm guaranteed that time with that school or that job, but like I said, it's not a guarantee. So save your money. So many times I've seen, you know, people get a job and they're like, ooh, first paycheck, celebrate. Second paycheck, I'm gonna, you know, do this, that, and the other with. Third paycheck, da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, their saving is very, very small. And then something happens and you're just kind of stuck out at sea without a life raft. So it's so important to save your money. And there's so many temptations not to do it here in China. Yes, things are very cheap, but at the same time, you're getting paid in yuan, not US dollars or whatever your home currency is. So you have to understand that even though things are so much cheaper, what you're getting paid in is, I'm not saying your salary is cheaper, but you have to you can't just all the time be like, oh, I'm getting paid this much, but this only costs this much in my home country. You have to think about or at least I think it's important to think about, if something were to happen, would I be able to have 3 months of, you know, paying for an apartment on my own, or would I be able to even afford to get home? You know, things aren't guaranteed, so don't be stuck because of an unfortunate circumstance. You know, always make sure that you have like a little nest egg, and that you'll be okay, that you've saved up some money so you won't be, oh my god, what to do? So yeah. I hope this helps you wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a great holiday season. And if you like this video, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if anything like this has ever happened to you while you were traveling abroad, or if you were teaching English overseas, if something has happened like this to you, where things may have fall apart for you, and how you dealt with it, how you got through it. I'm interested in hearing your comments. So yeah, take care. Thank you. Bye.